asset at our disposal to quell the violence and restore law and order right away. We're not going to wait 7 days and 8 days and wait for a governor that's never going to call and watch cities burn. And the only flag that will wave triumphant over the streets of Los Angeles is the American flag. So help me God. The American flag is the one that's going to wave triumphantly over the street. And before going further, I want to say a few words about the situation in Los Angeles, California. Have you heard of the place? Where I've deployed thousands of National Guard troops and hundreds of Marines to protect federal law enforcement from the attacks of a vicious and violent mob. And some of the radical left, they say, oh, that's not nice. Well, if we didn't do it, there wouldn't be a Los Angeles. It'd be burning today, just like their houses were burning a number of months ago. Generations of Army heroes did not.
Now watch them take that out of context. When he said that if we would have did nothing, LA would be burning, just like the houses were a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. It would make it sound like he wasn't empathetic about, what was going on with the burning of the house. I can guarantee you, somebody will say something about that.
Oh, of course.
Watch, especially if they've seen this. I can guarantee you.
We didn't do it, there wouldn't be a Los Angeles. It'd be burning today, just like their houses were burning a number of months ago. Generations of Army heroes did not shed their blood on distant shores only to watch our country be destroyed by invasion and third world lawlessness here at home, like is happening in California. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not let that happen. It's never going to happen. What you're witnessing in California is a full-blown assault on peace, on public order, and on national sovereignty carried out by rioters bearing foreign flags with the aim of continuing a foreign invasion of our country. We're not going to let that happen. Remember, millions of people were allowed to come into our country totally unchecked and unvetted by stupid people or radical left people or sick people. But regardless, open border policy, the dumbest policy yet. I would say even dumber than men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone. Even dumber than that. They're hurling bricks and cinder blocks at law enforcement. Did you see they're breaking up the sidewalks and the curbs? Breaking it up with big, strong hammers. These guys are professionals. These are not amateurs. They're breaking it up because they took the bricks away from them. They came in with bricks, red bricks, that they could throw at our military and at the police in LA, who are very good, but they weren't aggressive like our soldiers. Our soldiers really were aggressive, but they all worked together. But they came in with bricks, they were taken away, and they had hammers. Oh, wow, how did that happen? And they're pounding the sidewalk. I said, what the hell is he doing? And he's breaking it up and making it into concrete bombs in a way, and they're dropping them on our military. They're throwing them at our military. Pretty good arms they had, too. Hits guys right in the face. Big chunk of concrete, worse than a brick. They're taking them up to the bridges, and they're dropping them in the cars that are going by. These are animals.
It's the way he says it.
Right. He's a strong arm, by the way.
He reminds me of my uncle. That's how my uncle, that's how he speaks.
Right.
And it's so funny. When he explains things, it's similar.
Right.
So it's funny to me.
They're taking them up to the bridges, and they're dropping them in the cars that are going by. These are animals. But they proudly carry the flags of other countries, but they don't carry the American flag. They only burn it. Did you see a lot of the flags being burned?
They're carrying the flag that they're not trying to go back to the country of, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Right.
How you going to be representing a flag of a country that you are trying to avoid going back to?
Right, that you're so proud of, though.
That's like saying, you went to jail, got out. Let's just say jail had a certain type of flag you can wave, right? But you waving this flag as if you want to go back to jail, to that spot, instead of staying free out here in American streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bad analogy, but
Right, very bad analogy.
Very bad. I'm real bad. Real bad. Got you laughing.
Yeah.
That was bad, joke. I'll think of another one. Okay, give me a minute.
But they don't carry the American flag. They only burn it. Did you see a lot of the flags being burned? They weren't being burned by people from our country or from people that love our country. People that burn the American flag should go to jail for 1 year. That's what they should be doing. 1 year. And we'll see if we can get that done. We're going to try and get that done. We're working with some of your senators. I know Senator Josh Hawley is very much involved. And I know the 2 senators from here. I think are you guys in favor of it? Boy, would this be a bad time for them to say no. I got you. I got those 2 votes. The agitators are throwing firebombs, Molotov cocktails, lighting vehicles ablaze. You saw the cars that were burning, mobbing police officers and ICE officers who are the toughest people you'll ever meet, and they love our country, and they're getting really they want to stomp on them, but they're too tough. They don't allow it. And attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment? Very professional. Under the Trump administration, this anarchy will not stand. We will not allow federal agents to be attacked, and we will not allow an American city to be invaded and conquered by a foreign enemy. And that's what they are. A lot of those people were let in here by the Biden administration. They just poured right in. They came from prisons. They came from jails from all over the world. They came from mental institutions. They were the leaders of gangs. They were drug lords allowed to come into our country. Their countries threw them out. Their countries would bus them or drive them right to our border and say, go in there. You ever come back, we're going to kill you. Whoa. And we got them, and we're getting them out of here. I want to applaud the courage and the strength of the incredible troops who are right now standing guard to protect federal property and personnel and uphold the supremacy of federal law. That's what they're doing. They're protecting our ICE agents. They're protecting the police in Los Angeles. The head of the police in Los Angeles, a good man, I hear a good man, but he was actually saying we really did need this help. It had gotten away from them. It had long gotten away. And we gave it to them. Not only are these service members defending the honest citizens of California, they're also defending our republic itself. And they are heroes. They're in there, they're heroes. They're fighting for us. They're stopping an invasion just like you'd stop an invasion. The big difference is most of the time when you stop an invasion, they're wearing a uniform. In many ways, it's tougher when they're not wearing a uniform because you don't know exactly who they are. Right. In Los Angeles, the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles, they're incompetent. And they paid troublemakers, agitators, and insurrectionists. They're engaged in this willful attempt to nullify federal law and aid the occupation of the city by criminal invaders. That's what it is. They're invaders, no different. Their position is that the rioting will not stop unless ICE withdraws from Los Angeles and ceases the enforcement of federal immigration law. In other words, they came in here illegally. Many of them came out of prisons and jails, the most heinous people. They came from all over the world. They came from the Congo in Africa. They came from Asia. They came from the prisons of these places. They were put into the United States and allowed to stay here because we had a grossly, grossly unfit president who listened to whoever was operating the auto pen. And they allowed these people to stay. And by the way, I've known this guy for a long time. He was never the sharpest bulb. But you know what he was? He wasn't a radical left lunatic. He never dreamt about open borders. He never said that when he was of sound mind, which actually was a very long time ago. So sad what they've done to our country. We will use every asset at our disposal to quell the violence and restore law and order right away. We're not going to wait 7 days and 8 days and wait for a governor that's never going to call and watch cities burn. And let me tell you, if we didn't do this, Los Angeles would burn. It would be burning to the ground right now, just like the houses burned to the ground just a few months ago. And the only flag that will wave triumphant over the streets of Los Angeles flag is, we're going to win so much. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much. I love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy that's the message that he got at the end of the video. Imagine how many. So, Democrats and Republicans, right, say that they respect the military and our men and women who fight for our country, this and that, right? So my thing is this: we got countless of men and women who has lost their lives protecting our country for our safety and freedom of this country. And then the Democrats had nerve to have an open border policy to allow criminals, terrorists, et cetera, over here in this country.
Right.
It's like a spit in the face.
Yeah, and even with the protests, it's a slap in the face because they're protecting immigrants' rights over the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, really going to bat, like, not caring what the protesters are doing to the cops.
Right.
Throwing big boulders and, setting cars and things on fire and not even taking into consideration that these officers are getting hurt. I saw a person, they were recording they were on a bridge and the officers were standing on the 101 freeway and that's when they were throwing the rocks at the highway patrol cars. One of the officers got hit and the crowd was just so excited about that. And that's evil. That's demonic. Yeah. Like, the whole crowd was cheering because they saw an officer get hit and hurt.
Right.
And like, whose side is Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass? Whose side are they on? You know?
Right.
They're not even they're saying that it's a peaceful protest, but how? How is it peaceful?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And then, the ones who are out there protesting, doing all these bad things to these ICE workers and, police department and things like that, that's not showing that you want to stay here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not showing that, hey, you know what? I understand you guys want to get the criminals, this, that, and the third, illegals out, blah, blah, blah. But you're demonstrating the main reason why we're trying to get people like you out. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if you're willing to throw bricks at ICE agents, police officers, and just innocent bystanders, who knows what you're doing on a regular day basis? You know what I'm saying? What other crimes have you committed? What other?
And in President Trump's speech, he was saying that some of these people were paid.
Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Paid to
go protest, or
just cause havoc, just destroy.
That's crazy.
Los Angeles.
That is crazy. That is just don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That. And then as soon as, I didn't want to say nothing like that, but yeah. But anyway, man, open border policy was one of the stupidest things I ever heard in my life. I still can't believe that they was with that though.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you want criminals and terrorists over here on our soil?
And I feel personally, I feel like they did that for the Democratic vote.
No, 100%.
And
100%.
It's
100%.
And they're fighting so hard to keep the people over here. You know what I'm saying? Because in another 4 years, President Trump will be
Right,
out.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So they're trying to keep the people over here to vote.
To get those votes.
To get the votes.
And to get the other ones who's for that open border policy to vote.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they can win within the next 4 years.
Right. Have another Democratic president.
Right. They think they're playing chess, but they're actually playing checkers.
Right.
Because ain't nobody gonna go for that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And was it this video or the other video that we reacted to? I think it was the other one, but saying that a illegal immigrant set a lady on fire.
Yeah.
Set a lady on fire.
Yeah.
That's crazy right there, man. Like you know, that's foreign country activity stuff, like going on out there.
And then you have, I forgot her name, but what is her name? She was talking about how Republicans are always talking about how an immigrant did something, like just throwing it, brushing it under the rug, like when they commit a heinous crime, like it's nothing. Like, yes, it's supposed to be pointed out. They're not from here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with our own.
Right.
But we don't even really know who this person is.
Right. Our own is documented, though.
Yes.
Like, you know, unless you just ain't never been in no trouble in a day in your life, then that might be a little difficult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then you're going to have, witnesses, things like that.
Yeah.
But for somebody who's not documented at all, period.
Right.
Don't even have a social security.
A terrible, violent, vicious crime.
Yeah.
You know, why wouldn't we point that out?
Yeah,
it has to be pointed out.
100% has to be pointed out.
That can't be swept under the rug and covered up. No.
Because if it happened to one of those elected officials, family member, son, brother, cousin, auntie, whatever, now it's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's a problem. Since it's not hitting home.
Yeah. It's
let's
whatever. Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And let's just protect them.
Right.
And,
it's not affecting us.
Right.
That's how they look at it.
It's so crazy to see how the left they are really losing it. Yeah. Seriously.
So they have lost it.
Yeah.
They ain't losing it. They have lost it.
Yeah.
100% for sure lost it. You know what I'm saying? Like
How are you even American? You're not even standing up for our law enforcement, but the military, or you're protecting the rights of people who came over here illegally.
Right.
That's so crazy to me.
And just to get a vote, just to get a win, just to say, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just to be back in office.
Like, you that thirsty, bro?
Yeah. Like, you're allowing our American citizens to
suffer.
Right. Be put in jeopardy.
To straight suffer.
Over a vote.
Yeah. And like he was saying about the jobs. You know what I'm saying? You paying, $500, for this job, whatever. But now you got this illegal coming over here to go pay for $200. That person lost their job now.
And he said the job is done a lot faster, but it's not done right.
100%. 100%. 100%. So let's just be clear. I know some people may be out there may be taking this the wrong way. We're all for whoever want to come over here legally documented. And that's not over here committing crime. Not saying that even if you come over here with documents and all that you won't commit a crime.
Right.
Because chances are you still can.
Exactly.
But now you're documented, though. Now we know who you are. Now we can go look for you. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Instead of being over here undocumented, you commit a murder or whatever the case may be, and we don't know where the hell you at. For all we know, you back in your own country. Scot-free. And I think some countries don't even have, what is it called? Extradition? What's what I'm looking for? Expedited back to the country. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, anything else you want to add?
Not at the moment. It's a lot I want to say, but it's so much in my head right now. I can't even get it all out.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But I like what Devin wrote on here. It says, God, please bless America with peace. Keep praying for the safety of all those working to defend our constitutional republic and restore order.
Man, yes. Amen to that.
Yes.
All right, let's do some shout-outs.
Okay, so first shout-out goes to Boss Lady. What's up, Boss Lady.
Boss Lady. Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction. Let us know what you thought about it. Comment down below. Come back and join for some more.
Yes. And second shout out goes to Deborah Heck. What's up, Deborah Heck?
Deborah Heck. Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that as well.
Yes.
Give us your thoughts and your opinions about this video, about what's going on, period, as far as these protests, you know, what's going on in LA, the border, excuse me, et cetera, et cetera. Just give us your opinions on that. Let us know what y'all think about that, man. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
I'm about to lay down, take me a little nappy nap. Make sure you guys always keep God first.
Most importantly.
And we'll catch you guys in the next reaction video.
Yes.
Peace.
Thank you, Jesus.